About the second phase, the vision wheel. We've talked about vision. Now let's talk about envision. That is the word vision with en before it. Envision means partaking in your vision. It means becoming a part of what it is that you have written down, okay? So in other words, you are putting yourself into the experience and allowing the experience to come alive by embarking on the journey and partaking of your vision. There's a story I love in the Bible. It is the 4 lepers were sitting outside of a city somewhere, and they were outsiders basically because they were lepers. And they couldn't be within the community. They didn't have any food. They were going to starve. So they looked at each other and asked themselves a question. If we stay here, we're going to die. If we go to the city, they don't want us in the city. We're going to die. Why don't we go to the camp of the Armenians, which was the army that was surrounding their city? And they decided that they were going to take these steps and march towards the army. Now, I know that was a bold step, but they didn't really have a choice. If they stayed where they were going to die. So they decided that they were going to do something about it. They started to take a single step and started marching and became bolder as they marched towards the Armenian army. They were looking for food. It was a simple situation. Well, as they began to march, the Lord God Almighty began to help them in their march. It took a simple 4 guys who were lepers to be able to get God moving. And God started to create a noise that sounded like a marching army. And the Armenians, when they heard the sound of the marching army coming towards them, they thought that the king had created allies with other kings and was coming to destroy them. So guess what they did? They ran for their lives, and they left all of their loot there for the 4 lepers to take over. And when the 4 lepers arrived, that became their day of wealth, because all of the loot that the Armenian army had, they had left it behind. What was happening there? They had a vision about something. They wanted to do something with their lives that was going to transform their world. They wanted something to eat. That was their vision. That was driving them. Maybe it was a skeleton of a vision at that time, but they decided to start doing something about it. And as they kept walking, they started to see help coming in. God started to help them because they had the boldness enough to start walking towards their vision. And guess what? A way was provided for them to be able to conquer. What am I saying? I'm saying that every person has to bring themselves to a place where they become part of that vision by taking the first step. A lot of people never take the first step of whatever it is that they were meant to do in life. They say that in America, the majority of people who have vision and dreams, they never attempt to do it the first time. In other words, they quit just thinking about it. They have what is called paralysis by analysis. They want to see what it looks like 100 steps from now, and they won't take the first steps until they see the full thing. And I think I've heard Martin Luther King says that you have to be able to take the first step in order to conquer the entire staircase. That's not the actual quote, but it sounds something like that. But the reason I say that is envision is about you putting yourself in the experience, actually taking part and beginning to take step by step. And that's what will bring you to being able to accomplish what you are supposed to accomplish as a vision in your life. So envision is the second phase. Next, we're going to talk about the third stage, and that stage is called division.